Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Anna. I'm a little bit spooky, and today we are going to be doing a review and wear test of the Kosas Light Revealer Concealer. Is that what this is called? The Kosas Concealer and the Cloud Set Setting Powder. I got a little trio from Sephora. This is the Cloud Skin Trio. I got this to try out because I've wanted to try out Kosas for a while now. And yeah, this is going to be a full review and demo, wear test, all the things, all the details and nitty gritty about the three products that come in this. You do get a setting powder that is full size. You get the mini concealer and a blending sponge. We're gonna go through all the claims. Is it worth it? What is what with these Kosas products? And yeah, this is not a first impressions, mind you. I've been testing these for a few days now, got a firm opinion, so let's go ahead and get into the video. So, Kosas. This is a brand that I have been very interested in for some time now. I just haven't gotten around to dabbling in it. I've heard so many good things about the concealer and the pressed powder that I need to get my little paws on it. As I put out this little trio kit you can get at Sephora, and this contains a full-size powder and a sample size of the concealer, like a deluxe sample. Like it's a pretty decent amount of product, and a sponge. And so I was like, you know what? This is the time to try it. And this is called the Brighten, Blur, and Blend Cloud Skin Trio. So it comes in a little box like that, and within it you have the little sponge that comes in this cute little packet. I've used the sponge already to my foundation today. Quite a nice sponge. I like the little tip on it. Very easy to get into nooks and crannies. You do get a full size of the Kosas powder, which is called the Cloud Set Baked Setting and Smoothing Powder. Really nice. I have this in the shade Airy, and you get a pretty decent size amount of the concealer. And so one of the comments brought up that that's actually a really good thing with the concealer because it is a clean beauty brand. Having a smaller amount, it won't expire because you'll get a chance to actually use it up before it goes bad. And genius. That is genius because I've definitely had clean concealers expire on me and cause some real bad reactions. So heck yeah, that is a genius point. Thank you for bringing that up. Yeah, I have a lot of concealer. I don't remember the last time I actually fully used one up, so a mini is really all I need for my lifestyle because I try a lot of product. But yeah, I got the little concealer. This is in the shade 1.5 light with pink undertones. Okay, I disagree about the undertone on this, but that's what it says. I think it does lean a tad yellow for something that claims to have pink undertones in it, but that's just me. Anyway, you can buy this mini individually if you just want to try the concealer. So let's go over some of the claims before we start putting this on the face. The little trio here, the Cloud Skin Complexion Bestseller Set, retails for $38, which I thought was a pretty good deal since you're getting the powder, the concealer, and the sponge. And it does come in I think about 4 or 5 shades you can choose from with this set, but I want to say that there are more options for just the mini concealer. All that will be linked below from Sephora, and those will be affiliate links. So the makeup sponge itself retails for $14, and this is called the Revealer Dual Ended Makeup Blender Sponge, and it's just a nice squishy sponge, very just a basic sponge, but it's a nice shape. I like the little pointed tip, and then this side, I used this end for my foundation today, and I have tried this out for concealer the other day, and it did a great job. Let's talk about the concealer. The Revealer Super Creamy Plus Brightening Concealer with caffeine and hyaluronic acid. This retails for $30 on its own for a full size, and it comes in 38 shades. This is a super creamy, skincare packed, clean concealer with medium coverage and a fresh, hydrated, radiant finish. I agree there. It does look really pretty on the skin, very hydrated and fresh, but it has a nice level of coverage. It has caffeine and pink algae extract, which is meant to fight dark circles, puffiness, and dullness. And we have hyaluronic acid and peptides, which is to hydrate and visibly plump for supple, juicy skin. Okay, and then we have arnica and panthenol, which is the ultimate skin calming tool for blemishes and redness. The silicone-free formula blends seamlessly and melts into the skin for buildable coverage. And then we have the powder, which is the Cloud Set Baked Setting Powder plus Smoothing Talc-Free Vegan Powder. I have heard amazing things about this powder in particular, so I was very interested to try this. And this on its own retails for $35. So yeah, it is a pretty good deal getting the little trio. And this comes in 10 shades. This is described as a super soft sheer setting and smoothing powder baked with skincare that sweeps away shine, not glow, feels like nothing but looks like everything. This has bamboo stem extract, which is meant to absorb oil and leave the skin matte and soft. Passion fruit leaf extract reduces the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles, and Chinese peony visibly minimizes pores. Awesome claims, and this powder really is beautiful. I can go ahead and tell you that right now. Both these products are lovely. They look great on the skin. I don't have a firm opinion on the wear time yet, but so far they have worn really well. From what I've noticed, I wore them to the dentist the other day, yesterday, and I got beat up at the dentist, and my under eye still looked good, considering I got shots and I got drilled at and poked and prodded, and it was a very stressful time. My under eyes looked great wherever I put the concealer. Anyway, so far I do think they're lovely products, and I think they look very nice on the skin. They have a very smoothing quality. I think these would be fine for mature skin and young skin alike. I don't think there's any particular market that this would not in. I don't think there's a particular skin type or texture or anything that wouldn't get along with this. It's feels like a very universally friendly formula. Perhaps if you were super duper oily, you might not love the concealer, but I mean, you gotta be real oily on the under eye, which under eyes don't tend to get that oily. So I think you'd be fine there. And it has kind of a stickier texture. It's definitely feels different than your typical concealer to me. Like, it has a bit of a sticky creaminess to it. It doesn't feel like a lot of the concealers that I've been using lately anyway, but it has really lovely coverage level, and I do like the sheen that it gives on the skin. So I'm going to go ahead and apply this as I normally would. It does have a smell, like it has like a chemical smell. There's no fragrance in this, but there's definitely a chemical smell. And I was a little concerned that it was going to make my eyes water, but it actually didn't. So I was like, oh, okay. Because sometimes when things smell a little funny, my eyes will water. I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit out here, a little bit here, a bit on the lid area. But you see what I mean? This is supposed to be for pink undertones. I see a yellow undertone in this, so I'd hate to see the one for the yellow undertones personally. Like, whoa. I think that they actually supposedly improved their undertones from what I've gathered. I don't know if this is the improved color or not. Because I think that was a complaint that they were having, was that they were running a bit yellow, a bit too warm. But I wouldn't call this a pink undertone. I would say maybe neutral leaning warm. I wouldn't call it a cool undertone, rather. Now, having that little bit of yellow in there can cancel out redness and have a brightening effect of its own, but it can also look a little sallow depending on what you have going on in your skin. So that would be the only thing I would look into, because I don't know if this is the redone skin undertone range that's in this little mini. All right, and we're going to blend that in with a little spongy. And like I said, I do love the little tip on this. I don't think I've used one with quite that little pointy of a tip before, and I do enjoy that. And, you know, most of the time I'm a brush girly when it comes to my complexion products. But every now and then there is a sponge that is very nice that kind of, I'm like, oh yeah, I like it. I love the Real Technique sponges. I love the e.l.f. Flawless Face Sponge. I think that's what it's called. The pink one from e.l.f. And this texture is really nice. I also really enjoy the Sonia Kashuk sponges. But this is very similar to those. Yeah, it's just a sponge. Nothing groundbreaking. But it's nice, and it's not like you can always use another one, you know? So having some extra ones in my collection is not the end of the world. I don't mind it. So I think that's just a nice little bonus that they threw in. But can you see how pretty that looks? And how smooth that looks on the under eye? Like, that really does look gorgeous on the skin. It's a beautiful concealer. It doesn't emphasize fine lines, wrinkles, or anything like that. It sits very, very nicely. I didn't notice it doing any creasing or anything like that over the course of wearing it. I think it wore really well. And once that's blended in, like, it's not the worst match for me or anything. It actually looks pretty nice. It's just, I would prefer just maybe a hint more pink in there. But as far as the level of it and everything, it's perfect. But you see how smooth that looks? Like, it definitely, the skincare in there or something is definitely working and making things look very hydrated and healthy. And I have just done my normal skincare today. No primers or anything like that. Well, unless you count this as a primer. I don't know. This is the Say highlighting gel. I don't think that counts as a primer. It's just basically skincare with some highlighting benefits to it. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty. That's pretty. That's a nice medium coverage. You can definitely build it if you need to in areas that are a little bit more troublesome. I think this would be a really nice one for covering blemishes as well as under eyes. It just has a very nice formula. There's something about the formula that does feel unique to me. And I think it really does look fabulous on the skin. It doesn't look heavy or chalky. It does kind of mesh with the skin really well in kind of a serum-like way, which is nice. I'm just going to show you the buildableness of it. I'm going to put a little bit more right here, which is usually my spot that needs a little bit more coverage. I tend to get red right there. So just to show you that it can build with, there a little bit more in that area. I don't really have any blemishes I need to cover today. But you can see how it does just build beautifully and just floats right into the skin. And it doesn't settle into anything or emphasize any texture or fine lines. If anything, I think it diminishes them, which is great. And really nice when a concealer can do that, when it can not make your fine lines look more prominent. And there we go. A very pretty concealer. If you're on the hunt for a vegan, cruelty-free, clean concealer without silicone, this is a great option to look at, and it performs beautifully. I would definitely say get a mini, try it out before you commit to the full size, because again, like I was pointing out in the comments, it will go bad on you. That is a problem with clean products. They don't have the preservatives in them, so they will turn a lot quicker than your normal concealer, and I have experienced it, and it is not fun. They will get smelly, things will look weird, and they will irritate your skin. That is kind of the trade-off you make with the clean makeup. So I would recommend getting the mini as well, just so you don't waste your money and it go bad before you can use it up. So having, the size to me is perfect. This is going to last me probably a few months. So that's cool. I think it's a generous amount of product. And for concealer, my goodness, you don't use that much concealer as it is on the day-to-day. The average person, I don't think, uses more than what I just did on my face. And I tend to use a little bit more makeup sometimes. I think that's a perfectly reasonable amount of product. All right, now let's set it down with the powder. This is the Kosas Cloud Set Baked Setting Powder. This is a beautiful powder. This is what it looks like. And it has kind of that domed look to it where it is raised and baked. I'm a fan of a baked product. I think baked powders are very, very nice. So I'm going to take my sponge and go ahead and use it to apply. And this is a very beautiful powder. It mattifies, but it doesn't look flat, and it definitely blurs pores. It makes things look so smooth and flawless. And the shade of this is beautiful for me, the shade Airy. And it's not super pigmented color either from this. It is sheer. But they do have it in the 10 shades. So I'm just going to pat that right in here on the under eye, get all that set. And you can already see just smooth, absolutely smooth. And this side, no powder, this side with. This is a good powder. If you were going to get anything from this line, I would say get the powder. It is very, very pretty. And I feel like this little thing is going to last a while because you don't really need a ton of it either. But I think it performs well for touch-ups throughout the day. You know, it's just a good powder. Now you don't have a mirror in here or anywhere to put a puff, so you will have to keep that in mind if you're throwing it in your bag. So you'd have to, you know, have your own little puff and mirror. Don't love that. I wish they had to put a mirror in here. Just for on the go. That's just a silly small complaint because the product is just beautiful. And again, I think this would be perfect for mature skin, young skin, anyone. This is a universally good powder that I think dry skin, oily skin, everyone could enjoy and use. And I don't see any downside to this. It applies really well with a velour puff. I've used that with it. And it does well with this little sponge. It does fine with a brush. Let's see. Get a powder brush just to demo that. You can pick up a decent amount of product with the brush and tap it on where you might need. Any way that you prefer to apply your powders works great with this. There's no caveats. No caveats. This is just a solid, good powder. It just sits really well on the skin. And the packaging is very nice. This is very sturdy, heavy duty, compact as well. It's not cheap feeling, even though it's plastic. It feels heavy and weighty and it looks really nice. It's a very nice kind of minimal, clean girl aesthetic going. It's cute. It's very cute. I get why they put a mirror in it because it kind of ruins the vibe of the package, but I would like it'd be nice. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Here's a look at the skin. I mean, it looks beautiful. This is a beautiful, beautiful powder and concealer combo. It's worth the hype for sure. And the reason people talk about it so much, there's a reason that it's a bestseller. It's stunning. It's stunning, flawless. You have a porcelain texture to the skin, but it doesn't look flat matte either. There's definitely that kind of lit from within, a bit of radiance in there, that creaminess that I look for in products. So yeah, it's a win for me there, but we will see how this wears throughout the day and how it holds up. So I'm going to go ahead and finish up the rest of my face. I'm actually going to be filming a couple more videos through this process today. I am pre-filming some stuff because I'm having dental restoration surgery or procedures. Phase 2 of it. I am already currently in pain because I already started yesterday. I had a tooth prepped for a crown and we're doing a bridge and it's a whole thing. And then we're going to be doing this part of my face tomorrow. So I know I'm going to be in a lot of pain. So I'm trying to get a lot of stuff done today, even though I'm already in pain. I'm already in pain over here. So if there's swelling over here, that's why. My back molar is getting prepped to have a crown on it, and it already had a root canal, so that part's done, but this was just the prep part, so it's just more gum angry. It's not achy, it's just irritated, and I had shots on that side too from numbing. So that was getting prepped yesterday. Tomorrow I'm getting the top left prepped. I'm not looking forward to this. I'm already just in a little depression spiral and grumpiness because I know pain awaits me. And it's a lot. It's a lot. But I will have a nice mouth when it's done. So it's worth it. It's just physically painful and financially painful. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and film the rest of my videos, finish up my face, and we'll come back and I'll check in a little bit. It is currently, I think, noon as I'm speaking to you. So we'll see where things go. So far, flawless skin. Flawless skin. Oh, and I did forget to mention the foundation I use today is the Maybelline Super Stay Skin Tint. Yeah, that's all. The only other product on the skin. So, okay. I'll see you in just a minute. Okay, and here is the makeup done with the Kosas concealer and powder. It's been about 2 hours, honestly, since I last checked in with you, because I got started filming something else, and I got some lunch, and it's just been a busy little day already. So anyway, here's how we're looking 2 hours in. I think we're looking pretty good. I see like a minimal amount of creasing under the eye, but nothing that any other concealer does. It's definitely not worse or anything like that. It's very typical. I do have fine lines and creases under my eyes. I'm nearly 40 years old. That's just the way things are. But I think it looks really, really nice. And still, all this looks very, very smooth and flawless and just perfect. It's held up really well. It's humid and muggy today. I've been out. I went and got lunch and came back and been in here filming and doing this and that. And I think it has held up really, really well. So yeah, I will check in with you in a little while and we'll see where things are. All right, midday check-in. Actually, it's around 6 o'clock, I do believe. So the makeup has been on for about 6 hours now. And here's how we are looking. I actually just finished up filming the bulk of today's stuff and I have stopped for lunch. I actually went and did a leg day workout between filming, just at home outside. So I was outside in the humidity. And I think things are holding up really, really well because I've definitely checked the mirror because of filming. And I haven't touched anything up, by the way. All I've done is change my lipstick for the last video. But as far as the skin is looking, everything looks about like it did when I applied it. For 6 hours in, I think we're doing really well. I think it looks great. It's not breaking down or anything and getting creasy under the eyes. My eyes did water a little bit, but it didn't seem to disturb anything too much. So yeah, I think we're doing good. I will do one more check-in before I wash my face tonight when I head to bed. Okay, it is now the end of the night. It is currently about 10:30 and I'm ready for bed. So here's what we're looking like. A little dewy, a little shiny, but not terrible. Nothing's broke up or looks bad under the eye. It's just shiny. Let me grab a mirror so I can actually kind of look up close here. Yeah, the under eyes held up really well. I don't see any fading, any extra creasiness or nothing. I have a little bit of eyeliner transfer, but that's also I rubbed my eye, I think. But yeah, I'm just a little shiny through the T-zone and chin. But those are my oily areas. I don't think this is a terrible result for, what, almost 12 hours? Yeah, I think we're 11 hours in. I think it's pretty good. And I definitely think you could be able to touch it up pretty well. I think I have a little bit of powder on the sponge from earlier. And look at there. It all just kind of tamps right down pretty easily. And this was a sponge I used to set a little bit while I was filming. While I was doing the wear test earlier, I switched from the this guy to this because I'm really into the velour puff. I feel like I could just get in there a little better with it and set. So this just had some residual powder on. And look at that. This is the first touch-up that I've done. Aside from changing lipstick, but I didn't mess with the skin at all. Yeah, that's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. So my final verdict is that the Kosas concealer and powder are fantastic. They're beautiful. They are very fresh on the skin. They just look nice and they're easy to use, very easy to blend. Flawless products. I think they're great for young skin, mature skin, all skin. I don't think it really matters how oily or dry you are. You could use either product and I don't think we'd have too much trouble with them unless you're just like excessively oily. But if you're just normal combo dry skin, would love this. Yeah, I think you would have to be very, very oily in the under eye region to have any issues with it. And I think it sits very well over fine lines and wrinkles. As long as, of course, you make sure things are patted out before you set things down. You're going to be fine. The shade range, the undertone was a little off, but it didn't look bad once it's blended out on the face. And yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. So let me know down below So let me know down below if there's any other complexion products that you're interested in that you would like to see me do a review and wear test on. Drop them down below because I love testing out concealers and foundations and powders. It's fun for me. I love doing wear tests and nerding out. So anyway, that's all for today. Thank you for hanging out with me, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Stay safe and stay spooky. Bye now.